and she grew, joining the Thieves Guild where she honed her skills. It was there that she learned more about the world, that there was so much more than just the Seraph. She also learned that she had a knack for murder. She had taken a job as a hired killer. Merchants are incredibly cutthroat beings. They'll do anything to stay on top. Some years passed and she finally had made enough gold to move. She had chosen the city of New Verdalka for its cutthroats and its vibrant culture. A colorful place, perfect to rise up and make something of yourself, unlike her stagnant home of the Seraph. She would travel to Efera to start her new life. From there, she would hide what she was doing behind a treasure-hunting persona. She would take contracts on the side while hunting a fortune to boost her status. It was time to live and let the fun begin. Zamir Dragu, more affectionately known as Cyrus, is a wild magic tiefling sorcerer from the city of Sloshtedt. Or, at least so he thought. Troubled by his lack of knowledge or memory of his gift of wild magic, Cyrus finds himself drinking to dull and suppress his innate magical abilities. Originally fleeing from New Verdalka from the city of Dragon's Bay after seizing an opportunity during a gambling match and a wild magic accident. Cyrus has a checkered past with Duradine Dupree, who is now in pursuit of both the group and their current objective. While Cyrus is still his own biggest fan, he has found himself to care for his companions of happenstance. They stand by him after magical surges and learning details of his checkered and indulgent past. He hides most of his emotion through alcohol or a laugh, but can lash out through a wild magic, whether intentional or not. Now, Cyrus sees an opportunity not only to sever his tie to his past that still threatens him, but to potentially rewrite his past as a whole and find out who he really is and where his magic comes from. Alex Silverfoot is a native of Efera. Her people lived deep within the northern jungles, far from civilization and far from the burgeoning city of New Verdalka. Her people took pride in living off the land, communing with the spirits of the earth, and maintaining the ways of the old gods. Alec is the first daughter of the chieftain and first in line to one day become chieftain herself, though she much prefers running about in the trees, wasting times with the cubs, or hunting for the lost treasures of the old times. She may be sharp, fearsome with her greatsword, and a lover of her people, but a leader? She wasn't quite sure that was what she wanted for herself. That decision was made for her, though, the day the men from the south arrived. Men of the cities, men of kings and money and of power. Men looking to expand, looking to take what wasn't theirs. Times were quickly changing. She was told upon their arrival that the old gods were dead, and soon their way of life would be as well. A bloody fight ensued, many were killed, and not many of her people managed to survive the attack. Many of their rival and neighboring tribes fared no better. Her father, pulling her away from heartache and death, told her to run, to leave her land, to leave her home, and to head for New Verdalka, to gain power there, rise in the ranks of the people, to make them understand, to put an end to this taking of their land. And so, she ran. Morganix Amela is not an adventurer, thank you very much. She's a librarian. She would have been perfectly happy living out her days in a life committed to study and charity. A calm, quiet life where nothing more terrible than the accidental burning of toast ever happened. Sadly, that was just not in the cards. Morganix was an only child when her dreams took on a decidedly odd turn. They were fuzzy at first. She would wake knowing something unusual had occurred, and her dreams had felt not normal. She eventually was able to remember a male voice speaking to her, and eventually that voice named itself Galadar. During a night of uneasy sleep, Galadar came to her with a dire warning. An evil person with a great weapon of power had died in a secret tomb in a nearby forest. He urged Morganix to retrieve the weapon so that it could be turned over to the right people. Upon discovery of the hilt, she stared at it with utter bewilderment. Morganix raised her eyes to see a rough-looking mercenary, an arrow notched, ready to pierce her heart. At that moment, the hilt began to speak to her. In a state of panic, Morganix couldn't later recall what exactly it had said. She only knew that it had promised to get her out of that place alive well, something. In an instant, Morganix was safely back in the forest. She ran far, far, far away, and, well, just far enough away to safely have another panic attack. Upon return to the College of Hearthcrest, she had an idea, and it was as good as...
Hello, everybody, and good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be for you. I am very, very excited to be here. Welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and this evening I'm going to be your Dungeon Master, and I'm excited to do so, because as with every Friday, we have the Explorers of Efera. Now, I would just like to say real quick, Ryan, who plays Varnast, he will be here shortly, maybe in 5 or 10 minutes. He's running from work, but he should be here soon. Definitely before any critical Varnast stuff happens, if it is going to happen today. But as before we start, every single time I would like to thank, oh goodness, look at that title. I love it. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment. I'd like to thank our artists. Artists. There you go. Artists of Lisa, Gemma, Andy, and PT Dat. Also, Lisa asked for a shout out, so she's getting her art shout out and just a shout out because she's just an awesome person. And honestly, Lisa, I'm very, very happy that everything went well with your surgery today. Because you are, if I can confirm that anybody on the server is actually good, it is Lisa. Lisa is good, and everybody else compared to Lisa is bad. So deal with that, everybody else on the server. That's just the truth. So, speaking of, if you would like to join the the Joe Hate Club and the Lisa Fan Club, you can click on the Discord link in the description or in the chat right there, and that'll take you to a place to join that. So, I think with that, that is everything, and I think that we can go ahead and get started with the session. Okay, cool. Well, let's roll the intro, and then we can go ahead and get started. Yeah. Lisa Fan Club. Woo.
Cute little
one. Oh my god, it might be permanent. Oh my gosh. Also, we're back, by the way. If you have not, I thoroughly recommend that you check out the Discord, specifically for the crocheted doll of Cyrus. It is amazing, done by my wife directly below me right there, who plays Alex Silverfoot. It is so cool. Or you can also...
It's absurd.
It was also the last post on the Roll with Advantage Instagram. It's awesome. It looks dang near exactly like Cyrus's art, which is awesome. So go check that out. And she plans to do all of the campaigns, right?
Yes, R.I.P. my hands.
Yep. So she's gonna die here in a couple of months. That sounds like a threat, actually.
Yeah, it does. It's okay.
Yeah, that was kind of cursed.
Well,
anyway, let's play D&D.
Let's play D&D. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and dive in. So, last we had left off the Explorers of Efera. The party had found themselves victorious in the city of New Verdalka. After many weeks of questioning and stress, the party can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. The Revolutionary War they fell into all that time ago has finally come to a head, and there's only one thing left to do. That thing is to free New Efera, the self-proclaimed capital of the New World, from the shackles that currently keep it tied down. But before they can begin to move north and launch that final assault, they have several days of free time remaining while the governor of New Verdalka, the captain of the guard in New Verdalka, and the new leader of the Golden Shields fully mobilize the armies to march on New Efera. So, in our last episode, in our last session of downtime, the party had gone through most of their laundry list of things. For one, they had been given Duncan's old academy as a new home of residence, free to do with whatever they want with it. They were also given Agatha's ship that had just been finished, the Swift Sunrise, a ship that they can use whenever they would like to travel wherever they would like. It comes with a crew, a quartermaster, and a navigator, and waits on them. There was also different group members who went around the now freed city, receiving praise from the people there, getting different upgrades, and fixing some issues and problems with their current weapons and armor, along with settling some debts. And now, that is where we pick up. So, in New Verdalka, just where we left off, Varnast had come back to the Efera Academy, Duncan's old home, and before he stepped in, he came clean about a few things. For one, about the fear and anxiety he suffered seeing Morganix and Alec chase out towards Cyrus after he fell from the sky, being very afraid of what could have happened. And then for two, the fact that he did see Duncan's dead body in that temple of Astitia, and he did nothing. He chose to keep quiet and carry that burden himself. And returning back to the Efera Academy, he realized that he couldn't do that anymore. He couldn't try and carry burdens. He simply had to be honest and treat the group as equals. What the group wanted in the first place, just to be equals. So now, with that, after a moving speech from Varnas, something he's been doing quite frequently, all of you head back into the Efera Academy, and you head to sleep. Now, I will say, before any of you head to sleep on that first night, right, that first day of freedom in the city of New Verdalka, was there anything in particular anybody wanted to do, or is everybody just okay with heading off to bed?
I'm okay. Alec is, I guess, just kind of waiting to hear from Ko and Kagan if, when and if they get into town. So, okay. I'm good to go to bed.
All right, sounds good. Anybody else?
Yeah, Morganix has stuff she's gonna do throughout the week, but yeah, going to bed is fine.
Okay.
Sayla's good with going to bed.
Nice.
And same with Bazaris.
Okay. Does anybody have any specific nighttime rituals they're doing on their first night of practical freedom?
Yeah. Finally having he's gonna actually make a comfortable bed for once. Get some privacy and actually have a nice little pillow for.
Oh yeah.
Be pretty fancy.
Oh yeah, nice feather pillow. Okay, sounds good.
Alec is gonna do the exact opposite of that. And take all of the bedding off of the bed and kind of flip the bed up just to make a little fortress and a little bed on the ground. So that way her and Boglin can sleep in the same space together.
Yeah. Boglin curls up right next close to you. Gives some of those chittering purrs that he typically does when he's a very, very happy doggo, Lynn. Organic, Sayla? Or are you just kind of falling down face first onto the bed, Cecily style? It's
Sayla's cuddling her fox.
Oh, okay. The foxweasel definitely does a lot of the same chittering with less barking. But very happy to know that at least for now you're safe. Nuzzles up next to you, and better than any blanket or pillow you could ask for, because he is just so soft, and so happy to cuddle up right next to you.
He is a good
Morgonix will just eventually force herself to stop working and go to bed.
As you are like mindlessly like organizing books that were never organized. Eventually you put like 4 books in the wrong place and you're like, all right. And then you head off to bed. Okay, cool. So, you all head off to sleep, and you can see that there are different dormitories in this area that you can freely take as your own. So I will say that obviously we don't need it right now, but over the course of the week, since this is going to be a permanent residence of sorts, at least when you're here, by the time that we play next week, I'd like you guys to write up a little description of what your room might look like, and then I can go through and incarnate and try my best to make your rooms and the layout of the main academy. So, you know, that way it's your own. So yeah, so we'll go through, so we'll get that sometime next week, so we can know what those rooms look like. And with that, the rest of you all head to sleep after your few little nighttime rituals. And then with that, you wake up in the next morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. All of you rising, some of you a little bit easier. Cyrus never really been a morning person. But all of you awake. And I would like to ask all of you, with this, you have now 6 days remaining of your free time, of your downtime. What is everybody doing? I suppose just starting alphabetically. Alec, you said you just wanted to wait on Kagan and Co., right?
Yeah, I feel like she's like kind of like I said last week. She's still in this kind of space of not really knowing what to do with herself. This is the first time that she's ever had this kind of freedom before. This kind of it's okay to just walk around town as herself. So I think she would spend most of her time simply walking around town, just enjoying the fact that she can be around people. If there are any natives in the city, just getting to know any of them, and like having them understand what's going to be happening and then the transition in power the next couple days. But like, she doesn't really have anything specific she wants to do. I do know that Varnas had mentioned training with her some point this week, but she'd probably wait on him for that.
Okay,
so
sounds good. Alrighty, so then we will jump down next alphabetically. Well, first and foremost, Alec, as you are going around, you can tell that throughout the course of the Revolutionary War, that the majority of the natives that were here, especially when you first came here, which at this point would have been, I think, almost half a year, 7 months almost, because you had been in New Verdalka for quite some time before Jalissa came and got you out of that prison cell all those months ago. But you know, there was a sizable population living in New Verdalka, but it seems like the revolution really filtered them out, forced them away back into the jungle, as most of them probably ended up going to All's Crossing, because as you're going around, you find maybe 10, 15 natives in a city of, you know, upwards of, 10, 12,000 people. But you find them and you inform them, and they definitely seem thankful to know, as all of them seem to really just be very confused and have been for a long time. There's one older woman, a human native, who's probably in her 80s or 90s, who you can definitely tell as you come up and approach and inform her, you can recognize the tattoos that were very close to what Nahara or even Watana, the Calm Rivers, the one who went on the Efera path of peace with all of you. That woman having very similar tattoos to those of Coagiato, the southern tribe of Asticia. Just as you're talking to her, she's sort of shaking her head and has this really quizzical look on her face. And after you finish explaining, she doesn't ask any questions, except she just seems to want to kind of follow you around. And as you finish explaining, she sort of nods and smiles, but still looks very confused. But as you go to walk away, she just kind of begins to follow you.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything. She's just following you as you're trying to walk away.
I'm sorry. Is there something more that I could help you with?
Oh,
Unless we're both walking the same direction. I just noticed that you've been following after me.
well, you are a chief, are you not?
Oh well. Technically, that right hasn't been formally passed on. But that is something that I plan to work on soon. And like she looks like red in the face and a little embarrassed because she doesn't really know how to answer that question right now.
Well, you saved us, did you not?
Well, my friends and I, we did. I'd like to think we did.
And you've come to find the natives who are here and tell them that they are safe now, correct?
Yes, and you are safe, and the city is going to be a much safer place for natives to return to.
Well, then to me, that makes you my chief.
Well, it is a great honor, but... And she'll, like, put her hand on her shoulder. You don't need to follow me. I'm sure that your life, you have much better things to do. Listen, if you really want to follow my words instead of me. If you can find any natives in town and just remind them of who we are, and if there are stories that you have from home, especially to younger people such as myself, I'm sure they would love to hear it. My goal is to try to rally us all together and be able to live and be a community again, especially here. So if you can do that, then I think you'll be following me as best you can.
Yes. Well, if that is what you wish for me to do, I would be honored to serve my chief. She smiles and nods and puts a fist to her heart, bows, turns away, and begins to walk away.
Okay. As soon as she walks away, Alec is gonna, like, sigh of relief because she has no idea if that was right. And then she's just gonna try to move on.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, look at that. Ryan's here.
What's up?
Alrighty. So, so then Alec, you make your way back after your interaction with the older native woman. And you can see that she's no longer following you. She seems to have taken your words to heart and is trying her best to implement those. But as you make your way back to the academy, you can see that Varnast is awake now. He was having a little bit of a late start in his morning, but he's awake now. And so if you would like to
Actually, no.
Oh, no.
Was it ever stated what was happening with, like, this burned area of town?
No, not yet, no. I mean, it was assumed that it was going to be repaired with at least some of the money that the Golden Cove had, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I think they said as much, didn't they?
Yeah, I
What
think...
was this,
At least.
what was this town, like, what was that originally? I cannot remember.
It was just newer housing for that was more traditionally like colonist styled.
Right. Then Alec would actually like kind of like spinning on her heel as she kind of gets this idea. She's going to find that older woman and
Oh,
any of the other
hello, dear.
natives, any of the other natives that she can find. Um, her idea is to make this area like housing in a new area specifically for the native people. So maybe they could start cleaning it up and like planting new trees and putting new life in this area. Just to give it, you know, yeah, somewhere that's going to feel more like home away from home for them.
Okay. So as you find her again, she does say that as she's in the middle of telling some stories. It seems like to just two kids. The kids seem, you know, a little. They're kind of intrigued, but really more so wanting to get up and go do something. But as soon as you approach, they kind of like stare up at the massive titan that you are compared to them. The two of them only being, you know, younger, you know, adolescents. And the older woman, oh, hello, dear. And as you explain, she says, oh, well, that seems like a great idea. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you two go run and find some of the others, and, well, maybe we can start putting those fires out first and foremost. I'm sure that, and looking back to you, Alec, I'm sure that, well, considering most of the trees that grow here, in all honesty, if we put those fires out and water and till the earth, it shouldn't be too long till they start to grow again, and life returns to that area.
Right. I think that this would be really good, a really good start for us to, I don't know, feel more at home and show the governor that we're serious about what we have to offer. Like, she's really jazzed about this idea.
Yes, I think that that's a good idea. Oh, I'm rather excited now. Yes, yes, well, good. We'll see it be done.
Yeah, Alec would then probably like spend the rest of her day at least kind of organizing this.
Okay. So with the 12 others, the older woman and then the 11 other natives who are here on along with you, spending the rest of the day, I mean, throughout the entire day, you could probably get all of the fires extinguished and start to organize and remove some of the rubble and destruction, but definitely not all the way.
For sure.
Yeah. As you are doing so, though, the 12 different natives on top of you just doing what they can, there are some colonists who see what's happening, and there are probably 10, 15 who approach you, Alec. And they, the one leader, seemingly a halfling man, scruffy facial hair, long, wispy, sailor-like hair, says, excuse me, miss, do you need any help with any of this?
Oh, if you'd be willing to help, we would really appreciate it.
Oh,
We're
of
gonna
course.
try to clean this area up a bit.
Of course, it's a bit of an eyesore. I welcome a bit of a cleanup.
Okay. Okay. Please. And she'll kind of like gesture to join in.
Okay, alrighty. So then you have about 30 people now who are helping clean up and reorganize the area. And with
Yes.
that, I mean, just you getting the 12 and then now there's 30, you can tell that as you get closer towards the afternoon and evening, there are people that are stopping by with food and drink for the workers, just giving out of the kindness of their hearts. And then even some guards that stop by, some of the law knights that stop by and begin to help a little bit while they can. But one little act of kindness is going quite a ways in this city that's been given a new lease on life. So yeah, probably if you were to...
This is so wholesome. I'm so happy.
By the time that you leave New Verdalka to head towards New Efera, this place will probably be entirely cleaned up and ready to start having some renovations.
Great.
Okay. Alrighty. So From there, Alec heads back. After that, eventually getting towards the evening time. So then we'll go ahead and hop to Morganix. So we'll hop back to Alec here in a little bit for the training montage with Varnast. But for now, let's hop to Morganix. So Morganix, what are you doing in your 6 days here in New Verdalka?
She's got a couple things. Did you want me to space them out day by day, or do you just want them all?
Let's space them out day by day. That way we can play some hop around here.
Okay. I know she and Cyrus, I think, both wanted to go see Mikhail and see what he was up to. Was that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that was something they were both interested in doing.
Okay.
See how business is going.
Yeah. Alright, sounds good to me. So you go ahead and on that first day, the two of you make your way.
I need a break from the dust.
Yeah. Exactly. So with that, the two of you head towards Mikhail and heading down towards the docks, making your way through the merchants' sort of almost bizarre district down there. Eventually, you do find him in that very large and extravagant tent in the very center of the dock area. Here, let me go ahead and boop. Toggle navigation, and
We just wanted a shopping episode.
yeah. There we go. Oh, it's loading. There we go. Look at that. Alrighty. So
That's not what he looks like, is it?
No.
I do not remember that.
No. That's no, definitely not. But you start to make your way through the markets.
How sick am I? Holy shit.
You start to make your way through the markets of New Efera and or of New Verdalka, and you can see that all of the different street vendors sort of peddling their wares, different stray animals running around throughout the markets, and all of the different fruits and vegetables and just oddities and items stacked up in all these different stalls. But eventually you make your way to the one central one, and there you can see as you enter in harem pants, finely trimmed jacket, finely trimmed silver beard, and dark onyx skin, the drow merchant, Mikhail Pazo, which would not believe how hard it is to find drow art where they're not, practically naked or
Set out to murder.
Exactly. No merchant drow exist on Pinterest. So imagine this guy, but with silver beard and onyx skin. So as the two of you walk in, you can see that he's currently talking to what looks to be a fire genasi man, like wispy, like red and orange hair that almost, whenever the light refracts off of it, looks to be on fire with that sort of cracked magma-like red and black skin. You can see they're certainly haggling out a deal, but as soon as the two of you walk in, he stops talking to the fire genasi man, and then the fire genasi man is like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to make a deal. So what is it going to be?" And just kind of holds a finger up to him and says, No. I care not for your business anymore. You may leave. But you two!
Oh my god.
Oh, if I remember correctly, if memory serves me right, Morganix and Cyrus, yes?
Yes, darling.
Yes, please come in. It's been so long. I heard of everything that happened, and to be fair, you can see the fire genasi man is still standing there like, "Excuse me, I wanted to... You don't want to buy these items anymore? I already said no. Please leave my store before I have you forcibly removed." Not even looking at him anymore.
Can I see what he's trying to sell?
Yeah, it seems like that it's this very, very fine, what looks to be scimitar that seems to be etched with magical runes on each side of the blade, with this very elaborate and ornate crossguard on it. And the fire genasi is just like, I just want to sell it. I already said leave. Do I need to say it again? Do I need to call the guards to come and get you, mister?
Does it look magical?
Yeah, it looks magical.
Huh.
And Fire Genasi says, well, fine. I will take my business elsewhere. Kind of sheathes the scimitar and walks out, blowing past the two of you. And kind of humps.
Does it remind me of the sword that Varnast got?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah. The sword Varnast has is a lot more intricate. While the the scimitar that he had was intricate and magical, definitely not to the extent of Varnast. Varnast definitely has a bit more of a even more arcane dressing to it.
I was thinking of it for him for a minute, but I'll let it go.
Okay. So he humps out, and Mikhail, sort of leaning over his counter, says, "So, it's been a long time. What can Mikhail do for you? What are you in the market for today?"
Well, I don't know about Cyrus. I was just curious as to how you found the town these days. Maybe if you had anything special saved up you wanted to show off.
Well, I do have things that I been keeping, and I think that, well, I've been waiting for the right buyer. But if I remember correctly, the last time you were here, there was a bit of a deal that we had brokered. And, well, it seemed as though favor did not work out in your favor, as there was some indecision. But if you're looking to buy, I would always be more than happy to rehash out a certain deal we had made a while ago.
Is he referring to the potion?
Yes, he is.
Shit.
If you do not have it anymore, as I understand, the life of an adventurer is one of constant danger. So if you don't have it, you don't have it. But I figured it would be...
I mean, we not on us, but I'm sure we can at least discuss the possibility. It's available, kind of. And he kind of side eyes Morgana, kind of.
Heavy side eye back, like, oh god.
Well,
I mean, to tell you the truth, Mikhail, I wasn't sure how you'd greet us. I wasn't sure if business would be booming under the Golden Shields or dwindling. And hooray!
Well, to be honest, your dealings with Agatha and the Golden Shields affect me very little. I made my position clear to the Golden Shields very early on that they would not be allowed to push me around. And, well, once they learned that, they decided to leave me and my associates alone. So, Golden Shields, Explorers of Efera, the Governor, the Governado, potato. At the end of the day, I still make my money, I am still happy, and I know that you two, along with your companions you travel with, are quite the customers to have.
You don't know the half of it.
So, I just wanted to peruse around. I have many things. My stock has increased quite a bit, as with the influx of people, I've got quite a few new things that may pique your interest. But, is there anything in particular you are looking for? Something to protect yourself? Something to hurt someone? Anything in between?
Nope, I am just 100% curiosity with a little gold to burn.
Very well. So,
similar, darling. I'm just window shopping, if you will.
Yes, I understand completely. So, let us see here.
Why don't you dazzle me, enlighten me, thrill me, darling?
More than happy to. So, being the adventurers you are, I'm sure that you have run into the type of mage, or wizard, or warlock, or sorcerer who attempts to affect your mind. They try to penetrate the inner machinations and take over control. I'm sure it's happened with, no offense, but the big brutish woman that you keep your company with. And I'm sure that... oh, do not snicker, please believe me. That is not an insult. But,
Oh no, I'd worry if it was.
but I'm sure that she has run into an issue, or you all have run into an issue, where someone was able to take control of your mind. This ring right here, and he takes out a small box, a little ring box, and pulls out a ring that looks to be, the base of it seems to be either gold or brass, and then there are little ruby gems, or not ruby, little sapphire gems planted into the top that almost make it look like a brain. This right here is a ring of mind shielding. Now, while you are wearing this ring, anyone who tries to read your thoughts or try to know if you're lying, tries to know what you want out of anything, or tries to see past any illusions that you carry on yourself, this will also help. Set that down. So,
Interesting.
now, I also have, this is a bit of a interesting one. So, these right here, and he takes out what looks to be a collection of 7 different stones. These right here, what you can do is you can take these to any smith or any arcane enchanter or anything like that, and they can take these 7 stones, mix them with any type of metal, or add them to any type of metal, and they will add, let's see, he looks at the stone, kind of flicks it a little bit, they will add thunder, an additional prevention of harm from thunder to that armor. Then I also have, let me see here. As I'm just looking through lists of endless amounts of magic items. I also do happen to have, and he pulls out one what looks to be thick ichor of purple in a potion bottle, sets it down and says, this right here, well, I'm sure that you have been sitting around the dinner table and you have been wondering, well, I wonder if my friends are actually feeling the same way about me that I feel about them. Well, you mix this in with your drink, you drink it, and voila, you have the ability to read minds. Now, you could also use this in other situations, as if you try to read someone's mind and you fail, the person in mind who you're trying to read has no idea that you failed. But you could always succeed.
How much is that one?
This one would cost you about 4,000 gold pieces.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. I also have other things. If you are in the market for health potions, I also have that.
I tend to make my own.
Ah, yes. That is very good. Something else. I'm sure that if you are ever in a sticky situation, you find yourself outnumbered on the battlefield, there are always things that can be used to help even the odds. This right here, and he pulls out what looks to be a emerald, a large glowing emerald, and sits down on the table. That right there, all you have to do is take the gem, throw it down onto the ground, it cracks and breaks and shatters, and conjured from the elemental plane of water will be one water elemental who is loyal to you and will fight for you. And they will fight for you until they die.
How much?
That would run you. I lost it. Oh, there it is. This would cost you about 1,000 gold pieces.
Ugh, Morganix is suddenly realizing she's not as rich as she thought she was. Alright, making a note.
And then also...
Did we ever use the one that Alec had of that? We had one once.
No, that was more of like a grenade.
Oh.
And I think we still have it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does like 3d6 cold, 3d6 bludgeoning damage in a 30-foot radius, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I also do have a collection of scrolls, if that is something that you are interested in.
Possibly?
Do you happen to have anything that could make me feel a little more youthful, more vigor? Perhaps a necklace of some kind? Because I don't mean Amulet of Health or anything.
Let me check. Usually with things like that, they tend to be a bit of a... You leave a lot of things up to chance when you do that. Let me see here. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick.
Nah, you're fine.
Alright. I suppose that might be something I have. Is it something you're really interested in?
If the price was right.
Well, let's say I did have it. And something of that great usefulness was well, I believe you and I can both state how valuable of an asset that would be. So, for a price, it would almost be worth any price. But, sadly, we must always put labels on everything. So, it would only cost you a modest 9,000 gold.
Well, what say, Mikhail, as we are, such good friends.
Oh, we are.
And, as you know, we did just liberate this town. Which, if you ask me, I don't know about you, Morganix, but that, to me, thinks business will be booming here.
Don't have Agatha's ugly face scaring everyone away.
Terribly ugly. Terribly.
Make a persuasion check, Cyrus.
Oh, my character sheet's gone all cursed. It's back to the VGT one.
Oh, sorry. Here, I can change it. I had to change your art for some reason, I think. Good, 20. All right. Let me just...
Yes, I am rich, but I want to continue to be rich.
Okay. The sheet. OGL character sheet. There you go. Much better. You know what? You are right. I like you, Cyrus. I like you, Morganix. And as though Agatha did not affect my business much, it will be nice not to have her around. So, I make you special offer. It was 9,000. What do you say? 2,000 gold discount. 7,000 gold.
Do you take gems?
Do I take...
Jewelry?
Yes, I take jewelry.
One moment. And you see Cyrus like pull out the bag, and like his entire arm just disappears into this bag as he like shoulder deep root around. 1, 2. And he pulls out 7 grand's worth of gems.
Okay. All right. So you set those down on the table. Let me go ahead and add an Amulet of Health to your inventory.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
Sorry.
bless you. Oh, no, you're okay. Are you okay?
I laughed. It
Let me
was
change-
my fault.
Let me change that bag of holding as well.
All right. Let me see if I equip the Amulet of Health. Does it?
Will that just auto do my HP and con?
Didn't look like it. Let me see something here real quick.
I'll say 7 grand out of the bag of holding now.
Okay. Actually, I think it will. I think that I just have to equip the right one. In all honesty. Cancel. Aha! Yep, there it is. Amulet of Health. And... equip. Nope, that didn't work, actually. I thought it would. Details, effects. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Let me just do this because it does actually work. So let me go ahead and edit. Magic item. It is equipped and attuned. Your constitution is still... that's okay. 19. There we go.
Oh, yes. I think HP I'll need to fix manually there.
Yeah, so that'd just be, what's that, 2? It's 2 for every level, so 16 additional hit points.
Holy shit.
There you go. Look at that.
Hell yeah, man.
Good old Amulet of Health. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Alrighty.
Feels good. Okay. Mikhail, you make me the prettiest man at the ball.
Well, to be fair, that has very little to do with me and everything to do with you.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Well,
Well, since you're dealing in gems, in my inventory I have, it just says gem encrusted brooch worth 500 gold.
Oh, yeah.
It's not magical, but I'm gonna pull that out. Is this something you would buy?
well, of course. Yes, and I'll even take it at face value, considering, especially if you use it to purchase something.
All right.
Organics, treat yourself. I insist. And he like clinks the bag of holding. It doesn't like clink, but he's like shaking it.
Well, I'm looking for 2 things indefinitely. If you see any interesting magical books come by, I would like you to remember me.
Will do, of course.
And I'm always looking to increase my magical stamina, something that would allow me to cast more than I currently can, or to store.
Ah, of course. I
Power.
actually think I have just the thing you might want. This right here, pulling out what looks to be a ring that is meant for 2 fingers to slide on. Gold, you know. No, you're fine. Golden and also etched with little arcane runes. It seems like it is etched with 5 different arcane sigils. Sets it, ring box, opens it and faces it towards you. This right here is a ring of spell storing. Exactly what you're searching for.
And how much?
Well, you are a good friend, and as Cyrus said, you have done a great service for the city. Now, the thing is, these are very rare, as I'm sure you understand, but, well, maybe Cyrus, if he is the friend that he proposes he is, he might be willing to help you out. As this massive, powerful, arcane, almost artifact, once wielded by a great Odarin prince many, many thousands of years ago, will cost you a measly 10,000 gold pieces.
Oh, that's way too much. That's too rich for me,
If
unfortunately.
you recall... Wait. No, that can't be. That is exactly the price of that potion of invulnerability I offered.
Cyrus kind of like gave his Morganics a look.
Oh,
But if it was
heavy
used,
sigh.
it was used. So, well, I'll just... And he shuts the box.
Oh, no,
and
no,
he
no, no, no,
puts
no,
it
no,
away.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no, no,
is
no,
there
no, no, no.
something? And he kind of, holding it, opens the box, faces it towards all of you as if he was proposing. Did you change your mind?
Well, Morganics, I didn't change my mind. Did you change your mind?
I
Hmm?
have no. No, mine. No.
Ah.
The slight hitch in the plan. The person who we have in our company's mind may not be on the same wavelength as ours, but I mean, we're all friends here. I'm sure we can be reasonable. And he again looks at Morganics and he's like, fuck.
Morganix is like slowly putting together what he means to do, and her eyes are just wide.
Well, if this is too expensive, I understand that sometimes the life of an adventurer is not as full of fortune as the stories proclaim. So I...
No, darling. Just keep that to the side for us. I'm certain we'll be back.
Well, if you are certain...
If you could maybe hold the brooch on it as a deposit?
Well, I love your line of thinking. I will do just that. And he reaches out his hand for the brooch.
I give it to him.
And he takes it, tucks it into his little belt on his waist, and he just holds out the ring and the box, and he just very slowly shuts the lid, and as he's shutting it says, "And this will be waiting for you." Click, as it shuts. And he tucks it also into his belt.
Oof.
I think we'll be back as soon as we can.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
very
yes,
soon.
Very good. I look forward to seeing you again.
Yes.
Ta-ta.
Cyrus is like not breaking. Like he's just walking backwards. Like yes.
Morganix is mimicking this out of a panic response.
And he's just looking back and forth between the two of you, nodding his head, and has a smile like a maniac. Like, yes, very
Is that
good.
Jack Nicholson nodding?
Yeah, it is. I was trying to put a name to it, but yeah, that's exactly it. There you go. So the two of you make your way out of the tent, back into the docks district.
Cyrus, we can't get that potion back.
Oh, I mean, we're all friends now, don't you remember? Right?
She hates me. She may be putting that aside for now, but she hates me. And even if we were to get it back, that money should be split between the party. We've had it forever. I can't justify it on spending it on a ring for me.
It helps all of us. Don't be so silly. It helps us all.
I don't know how you're going to get her to see that.
Through my charming self, of course. I mean, are you telling me Sailor is immune to... Yes, of course she is.
Yeah. just this big void where most people have a heart.
Yes. I mean, I can think of at least several things that she owes us. So, I mean, is it really that insensitive to cash in on that debt? Like, really?
Are we just poking the bear if we try?
Fuck it. She's the wasp has stung the bear that many times. So fuck it. Yep. I'm tired of the wasp stinging. We will poke whatever the fuck we damn well please.
Okay, now you're scaring me a little. Do you need something to eat? Is your blood sugar low?
No, I need something to fucking drink. I would like some food, yes.
Okay, let's get some food.
And some nice clothes.
Some nice clothes.
I want to go shopping.
Okay.
I need to look fancy. It's been a hard time.
Okay, let's get you something fancy.
Alrighty, so on your way back to the Efera Academy, you stop at a clothier. Is that what I'm?
Yes. I'd probably be going to the same one that Varnas went to, if that's like the best, fanciest one.
I'm just imagining the shopping montage from Pretty Woman with Cyrus as Julia Roberts. Fan artists, get to it.
There you go. Okay. So, let's see here. Definitely make your way there, and so you make your way to the dwarvish man running the clothier, and he greets you as you enter, and he says, you can see him working on a very intricate-looking piece of clothing, but not so, not something you'd wear, Cyrus. Definitely more hardy, more, that could withstand quite a bit more than a silk or satin. But working away at it, you can see him threading his needle back and forth and hand sewing this garment in particular. And as you enter, he says, "Oh, why, hello there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is there something that I can help you with this evening? I can see already that you're a man of fine tastes and clothes. I can assure you you've come to the right place."
Oh, yes, I have. Oh. And he, takes off his, outer, robe and, coat, and goes to hand it to Morganix without even knowing if she's gonna be there, and just drops it to the floor and says, "I'm home."
She has resigned herself to this.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. The name is Albert. Albert the clothier.
Oh, the pleasure's all yours. I'm Zamir. Cyrus to friends. Goodness me, I've missed this.
Yes. Well, I can tell that you have quite the sense of style already, but I'd be more than happy to get you whatever you wish. So, Cyrus, or Zamir, or Cyrus to your friends, which I'm going to start calling you Cyrus, because between you and me, we are already friends.
Oh, yes, we are. And Cyrus, holds out his hand for him to kiss it.
Oh, well, the pleasure is all mine. And he kisses it lightly and says, "So, what can I do for you, Cyrus? Are you looking for something in particular, or are you just hoping to roll the dice and see what chance gives you?"
Oh, well, this may surprise you, but I've found myself as of recent to be rather a practical man. So, only your finest, most magical of threads will do for my humble attire.
I see. That can very well be arranged.
Something that can offer me more protection, if you will. As me and my friend were discussing a moment ago, we do have some angry little wasp that likes to fly around us, that likes to get a bit, stingy. And he kind of has one of his daggers and prods it against it. It's not very good, you see.
Oh, yes, I'll tell you, that's not very good at all. You know what? I think I have just the thing. And you, my friend, just from your attire, you seem to be, well, like a man who knows what he wants. And when he wants something, he has no problem getting it. So, I just recently had these threads. This very special type of woven thread imported from Turkey, made by some of the mages there. Now, this thread, when woven into clothing, provides quite the substantial aid. Now, I'm sure that you've heard of things that might be able to deflect one blow or another. It might be able to enhance your defenses or heighten your abilities, but this is something completely different. This is something a tier above those. Here, let me show you the thread. And as he takes it out, you can see that the thread on this one very small spool is sort of like glowing with this like dull purple energy. And he taps it. He says, that right there, that is the key to the ultimate defense for a man with taste like yours. So, for now as I said, imported from Turkey, very expensive, but very expensive. But also very, very good at what it does. Can be yours. Threaded into whatever style, whatever flavor, whatever outfit you'd like, I can work it into. For the measly price of 12,000 gold. And, out of character, it would give any robes that you have +2 to your AC.
Yes. Well, it wouldn't be Cyrus if he didn't try something. So, Cyrus responds saying, "Oh, darling, darling, darling. Music to my ears, threads to my touch. Oh, I love it. And, this fine establishment." And, like, Cyrus has got his eyes closed while doing this, and it opens one eye, like, quickly looking for, like, a sign to find out the name of it.
Albert's Clothier.
Oh, you broke out at the start.
Oh, Albert's Clothier.
And he, like, closes the eye and says, "Oh, and I would love the world to know in my travels of Albert's Clothier, as I am something of, so you may say, an influencer."
Oh,
I couldn't give a straight face, I'm so sorry.
Jamie, the price just went up to 100,000 gold.
Do it for the exposure. Your alignment just went down.
I'm so sorry.
Make a persuasion check.
He did just help free the area.
But then he
from
proceeded to call him.
Agatha.
He did proceed to call himself an influencer.
He's lucky.
Oh my god.
I'm using lucky.
There you go. Use lucky. Reroll that.
You know what,
bad
I'm gonna
boy.
bend luck. I'm gonna bend luck too.
Oh my god.
I need to be an influencer, Joe.
Oh no.
There need to be no influencers, Jamie.
And then let's do a bend luck.
Add a d4.
Yes.
Oh my god. lucky
You're a
lucky
monster.
21. Wow. Alrighty. Playing blackjack, I suppose. Here we go. And you see him just kind of like deeply staring into your eyes. Well, you've got quite the way with words, don't you? You know what?
Yes.
I feared my entire life that my wife and I would be stuck to this place, to Nuverdalka. We came here a while ago and... well, the one thing that I haven't been able to accomplish is, no matter what fine clothes I make for those people who come through my store, I never have any referrals. Nobody comes saying, "Oh, the governor told me to come here." They all just come on their own whim. And you know what? Someone like you with a magnetic, beautiful personality like your own, that might be exactly what I need to finally be able to move from here to, well, once all of you are able to get New Efera back, my wife and I might be able to move there to the big city. You know what?
Oh, yes, darling.
Cyrus, I consider you a close friend now.
As do I, Albert.
And I think that your influence as an influencer could be... well, it should not be undervalued and underappreciated. In fact, I feel as though I'm entitled to do this for you because you deserve this, because you work very hard to do everything you do. And so, I think I still need to break even on it because I can't
Of course, my
lose too much, but
Yes.
I'd be willing to do it for 10,000 gold. That's enough for me to still make at least 1,000 gold profit on this, so we can pay for the roof above our heads and the meals that my wife and I continue to eat. But I'd be willing to give you that discount because you could get me on the map.
And Albert, he takes his hand. That I will, I promise you, my dear.
Cyrus! Oh.
The nobles will be singing of Albert the Clothier.
Oh, I'm so thankful to have someone like you, finally a customer like you. Oh, and he kisses your hand. Oh. So, please tell me you have some time to wait for it. It should only take me 3 or 4 days to make. I have one other product in line in front of you, but it shouldn't take me longer than another day to finish.
Oh, no, don't you take your time. As I know, I can see quality, and my darling, I would not want you to rush those beautiful, beautiful friends.
Please, anytime you like, you're free to come back. Because you are a treasure, Cyrus.
Thank you, and as are you, Albert. And just one moment. Organic, sir. If you what? Can I have my cloak back?
She just silently, judgingly gives it to him.
He takes off his bag of holding, and again, just his entire arm disappears. 1, 2.
He's like, that's quite the bag. I've heard of those.
Oh, I should have asked. Albert, you don't... I mean, as I am a dear friend, you don't mind taking gems, do you?
Oh.
You know, for your dearest friend.
I'll deal in gems. I will. The issue is...
Don't use that. Don't use that word. Don't use the but.
No,
don't
Cyrus,
use the but.
I-
No, Albert, please.
Morganax just slaps a hand over Cyrus's mouth.
Oh, no.
You were saying?
Oh, there's no reason to hit him. No, don't. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. I should have been smarter. I should have said something before we got to this point. I should have assumed that a man of your stature and well, you wouldn't deal in gold. You deal in gems.
An influence.
And clamps a little tighter.
Morganix, you feel somebody place their hand on your shoulder and say thank you. Voice fades away. It's just that, you see, when I take those gems out to the market to exchange them for the gold pieces and copper and silver that any of the merchants might take for food or the landlord takes for the property taxes, well, there's a little bit of a trade that happens, and I don't get exactly the full value. So it's not too much more, and I know that it diminishes some of the...
Darling, I have some coins. I can make up the markup for you.
Hand removed.
As my assistant was assisting me with my terrible cough, I do have some coin, if that would make the markup a bit easier.
Oh, well, if you had...
I have some platinum. Would you like some platinum, Albert?
Yes, well, if you had quite enough, and let's say that 9,000 in gems and 1,000 in coin. That would make up for the difference.
I have 56 platinum.
I have 59.
So that's 1,000 gold.
Yes.
If
Just
I
over
give you 50.
1150. Cyrus will turn to his accountant. May I write you an IOU in my gems?
Yeah, your money is good with me. I will give him 50 platinum.
And I'll give him another 50.
Oh, thank you so much.
And 10,000 gems.
Oh. Alrighty, sounds good. So you just like, oh, this is so much money. Oh my goodness! Just like Scrooge McDucking like into his small pile of gems and gold and platinum. Well, as I said, 3 or 4 days and it'll be done. I can hand deliver it for you if you'd like. Where are your accommodations?
The Efera Academy.
Well, I'll deliver them there as soon as they're done.
Sorry, the Efera Academy. It has a bit more gravitas when I deliver it like that.
Oh, yes. Well, I heard you the first time, but thank you for correcting yourself. Very good. Well, as soon as it's done, I'll bring it to you, delivered, hand made and pressed, ready to be worn.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, we got so caught up in the magic. Would you just like it to look like what you have on now, or were you thinking of a different style? I specialize in many different ones. Belaclorian, Yggdrasian, also in Tarkirian or Odaran, Cartesian.
No, I think I'm going for a bit of a... As I said, I'm more of a practical man these days. Perhaps even some short sleeves to show off these rather toned arms.
Let me check something real quick.
And
he looks at your arms. Yes, toned. That's a word for them.
yes, I'm sorry. Am I detecting a bit of ambivalence there, Albert?
No. They look fine.
I'm a beautiful man. I've
You are
toned
beautiful.
Arms.
Your
Mechanics,
face-
I have toned
your-
arms, do I not?
His
Just
strength
mechanics.
is 12. That's what I had to look up.
They are perfectly adequate arms, Grand Poobah.
They're great arms. They are. They look great.
Cyrus has a shit-eating grin. Yes. Yes, they do.
Yes. Short sleeves it is. How do you feel about
you can
3
do a long
quarters
sleeve.
length?
I can roll the cuff.
Oh,
That's
there we go.
fine.
That's yes, I think that well, you just have a bit of your as I've been doing this for a while, your form suits more of a complete full length garb. Just like I probably wouldn't recommend any type of short pant for you either. It's just that you're a bit taller, so when you start to get those shorter, they start to... But it's whatever the customer wants. So I'll make sure to make those sleeves extra flexible, so that way you can bend and roll them without damaging the fabric there at all.
You're gonna get a farmer tan.
Thank you, darling.
Of course. And I'll do my best to imitate the current style of your garb, just a little bit more simple and a little bit more flexible for your travels and adventures.
Practicality, yes.
Practicality, yes. But not conceding too much to style.
Oh, absolutely not. You know me, Albert. The dearest of friends.
I've learned so much about you already. I'm very excited to continue to work for you. Well, if there's nothing else, I best get to work. Been waiting to work with this thread for a while, huh? Is there anything I can get for you, ma'am?
Oh, no, I'm fine, thank you.
Are you sure? I do notice a little bit of thread splitting down there at the bottom of the skirt. I don't mean to insult, but it's just something I noticed, and if you'd like something new, well, at least of that same quality and make, I'd be more than willing to throw it in for free, considering how much your boss? Is that the... I remember that?
Yes.
Yes, your boss
Yes.
here.
Yes.
I'd be more than happy to whip something up quite quickly for you.
Oh, well, if that's not too much trouble.
No, considering how much he's spending, well... No, I could redo the whole thing for you if you wanted, but I didn't want to presume too much.
Okay. Now Morgonix is just kind of out of her element, like, oh god, this was not part of the plan, what am I doing? Yeah, just, Cyrus, what am I doing?
Oh, is Cyrus gonna go like full Queer Eye?
Oh god.
Oh boy. Like where we're gonna do a real makeover?
Oh god.
Oh darling, you should. I thought you'd never ask.
I'm a little afraid that I have. I don't know that you would let me take it back.
You know me far too well. Of course you can't take it back. Far too late for that.
Okay. Well, whatever you want, I guess. Within reason.
No, Cyrus would kind of just describe kind of similar to Morganus now, but like kind of nicer quality materials and again a bit more practical, especially because Morganix has, as of recent, been a bit more stabby. So
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
so just some more flexibility.
All righty. Sounds good. And he gets to work on it. Works away and
And Morgonix will ask if he could do something a bit closer to indigo for the color instead of like the purple she's been wearing.
okay. Oh, well, of
And
course.
don't forget the pockets.
Pockets, yes. That has been one of my biggest gripes about women's fashion, period.
Where are the pockets?
Where are the
Albus?
pockets?
Exactly, the pockets.
The pockets! Oh, plenty of pockets. Promise, Mum.
That sounds lovely, thank you.
You're very welcome. Indigo with pockets and practical. It will be done.
Maybe the jacket part that I can take off in the jungle.
Ah, oh, yes. You see, I've heard of things like that, but with pants where they're, you can take them off. I believe they call them cargo. Not exactly what
I'm not really a pants person.
No, I understand. Sorry, I just... Sorry.
You're cutting out real bad,
no,
so I think
it's
you're
'cause-
dead.
Yeah, no, I wasn't cutting out. I just couldn't speak. That's all. I was laughing. So...
If you put Morgonix in cargo pants, she will kill you.
Jinko jeans.
Oh,
So, very well. I'll make sure to have it be a jacket you can take on and off for you.
thank you.
Of course. All right. Huh. Well, if there is nothing else now, I'd best get to work. He gives you one more look, see if there's anything else the two of you need.
No,
No.
Cyrus will kind of give him a short little bow and then be like, until we meet again, dear friend. And walk out.
All right.
Morgonix will smile and follow.
Alrighty, sounds good. So the two of you exit the Albert's Clothier, and you make your way back to the Eferan Academy. So as you guys are doing that, Alec was spending most of her day at the ruined area. So Varnast, Salo, were the two of you wanting to do anything? I know Varnast, you did most of yours last last session, but I was wondering if there was anything else on this first day.
Oh, buddy, there's so much more to do. I'm not sure if we can do this, but if we could potentially rewind the clock, like very first thing in the morning, Varnast would have tried to catch Cyrus before he left.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's see. Yeah. Morganix and Cyrus we'll say at about 7, 8 a.m. getting ready to head out.
All right, so Varnast would walk over and he'd be like, Cyrus, can I borrow you for a moment?
Only for a moment, of course you can.
Well, try not to be long. I was trying to acquire myself some more supplies before we marched upon New Efera, but I may be slightly short. I was wondering if perhaps I could
Of course I
borrow
can.
something.
Of course. How much do you need?
I believe I was about... Hang on, let me look back real quick. I'm about 500 gold short for what I was going to do.
Oh, darling, take some change. And you'll have them 1,000.
Oh.
Gems, that is.
So it's like one bracelet worth 1,000 gems, or
Yeah,
what
literally
was
just
it?
a fancy like brooch or bracelet. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Let me change the sheet again.
I'll pay you back for this at some point.
Darling, you don't owe me a bloody thing.
Nah. Well. All right. Well. Just to know, next time we're in a fight, someone goes for you, I'll beat the shit out of them.
Please do. I will enjoy that. I mean, beside the blood and the gross teeth part, but that's oh shit. No offense about the teeth. Fuck.
Oh, Varnus kind of like rubs his jaw where his teeth are still like, nah, it's fine. The magic put them back in well enough, so
Oh,
thank you.
And he like kind of Cyrus does that like thing where you squint your eyes and get really close. It's like, oh hell, so they really have done a good job. Are they whiter?
Yeah, Cure Wounds has a lot of applications that people don't think about until the situation arises.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, who knew?
Nice looking good. Wow, good for you.
Anyways, it looks like you and Morganix are heading out, so I won't.
We're going for a girls' day, going shopping.
Have fun. What are you looking for?
Well, some fancy clothes and whatever sparkly thing takes my eye.
Oh, there's this lovely clothier, and Varnast will tell Cyrus where to go. We have fixed the time paradox.
There we go.
We made sure Marty McFly's parents met.
Well, I have a few errands to do myself, so I will likely see you back here later tonight then.
Toodle pip, you absolutely will.
Alright, take care of yourself out there. And then Varnast would just let them go. And then he would go find Sayla.
Okay. Alrighty. So the two of you head out on your shopping spree extravaganza. So with that, Alec has already left as well. Doing a nice little construction montage right now, fixing the city. And
Really
then
having like a community building moment. It's beautiful. It's wholesome.
It is beautiful.
truly,
It's
yeah.
great.
It's it's awesome. So, as all of that is happening, that leaves that the only two people at the Eferan Academy right now are Varnast and Sayla. So we're gonna go back to the academy here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's funny. Excuse me. Preload scene. Okay. Sorry. There we go. All right. Pull all to scene. So Alec isn't there, and neither is Cyrus, and neither is Morganix, but that leaves just Selah and Varnast. So, Selah and Varnast, you two are the only ones there. So, Selah, probably at about 10 a.m. now, where would you be? I know that you said you were probably just hanging out here, just messing around with your fox weasel, but was there anything else in particular you were wanting to do?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh Raggy.
Is she on mute?
I think you're still muted.
No. She's not muted on the Discord.
Can you guys hear me?
There
Yeah,
you
there we
are.
go. Hello.
Ah,
Hi.
hi. My cat, I guess whenever he came up, he pushed my mic up and away from me.
Oh, okay.
I
Classic.
apologize.
No, you're good. Okay.
So she's probably not doing a whole lot. She's probably already cleaned like all of her weapons and done all of her maintenance. So now she's really got nothing really to do.
Okay. Sure.
Still
So,
just playing with the weasel.
Yeah, probably.
probably sitting in all honesty, probably in that just main central area, right here, bookstore area, right where the group of you had met many, many times before, back when you were still in New Verdalka, with Duncan. You can see her sitting at a table, probably like feeding a few berries to the fox weasel. So he kind of rolls around on the table, does a couple of tricks. That you didn't teach him, by the way, Selah. He just kind of started doing tricks for treats.
That's wonderful. He's
Yeah.
so smart. I'm so proud.
So he eventually Varnast walks in, and Varnast, you can see Selah just kind of joking around with her little weasel, feeding him little berries as he kind of jumps up and catches them in his mouth, or kind of juggles two of them at the same time while he's kind of like balancing himself on his tail with his like long weaselly body.
So he will walk up and like, not like he's like purposely making noise, but obviously he's like not trying to be subtle. So, you know, she would obviously like recognize that he was walking over to her.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, the others have all left already, so it's just you and me here. I was curious if there was anything you wanted to talk about.
And she looks a little confused and she's like, no, not in particularly. Why?
Nothing interesting happened yesterday.
You start to see wheels turning, like she's trying to figure out what he's talking about. But she's not quite there yet.
Saw what you did.
And there it is, it clicked. Ah. I have a scapegoat for that. Let's not talk about that.
You have a scapegoat from stealing from your friend.
I wouldn't call it stealing. More like acquiring some funds to do something good for once. Shouldn't that make you guys proud of me?
That's still stealing.
Borrowing. I'm sure I'll pay him back somehow.
Insight check. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. You see Viner just like kind of gives you a look, like not quite disappointed, but kind of like a, yeah, question mark.
Go and make
Why
that
don't you
insight
just
check.
ask him for it.
Oh.
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Honestly, that didn't actually come to mind.